Welcome to Homebrew Magic, a video series about EDH where we do our best to build unique, fun, or just plain silly deck lists to play against each other, followed by a breakdown of how they did so we can all learn and get better at this game that we love.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Chris Goes First. This is probably the fourth or fifth consecutive game that Chris has gone first.
Chris is an asshole.
Chris, you've won the roll-off. You'll be playing first tonight. Who are you playing?
Bilbo. Bilbo, birthday celebrant. At its heart, it's a life gain deck, but our games have tended to run a little long lately.
Oh.
This deck is meant to remedy that. It is the group huggiest of group hug decks. Its goal is to let my opponents play all their stuff they want to play ahead of schedule and convince them to beat each other about the face and head and not me. So with that, I will draw for the turn.
Good old Bilbo Baggins.
I'll play the Swamp, and I will pass to Nelson.
Woo! I'm bringing back Farideh, Devil's Chosen, because I want some chaos. So Farideh is a warlock who has Dark One's own luck. Whenever I roll one or more dice, Farideh, Devil's Chosen, gains flying and menace until end of turn. If any of those results is 10 or higher, I also draw a card. I don't really care if she's out on the battlefield. She's not integral to what I'm doing. I just wanted the colors, and I thought it was kind of fun warlock chaos stuff. Everybody's seen this deck, though, a few times before, so I will draw for turn. I'll play this Terramorphic Expanse as my land for the turn, tap it, sack it, and I will search for an island and pass the turn to my friend.
Ooh. I built Tocasia, Dig
Island
Site
is on top of
Mentor.
my deck.
We are going to be digging. Not through lands, though, because we have none. Kinda. So, untap, upkeep, draw. What do I mean by
Dig
we don't
up,
have
stupid.
lands? Yes. So, Chrome Mox, we will be imprinting
Oh boy.
Balaged Recovery
Got some green.
on that one. Land for the turn will be the backside of this thing. And then
MDFCs is your whole deck, MDFCs.
it might be into an Elvish Mystic. Tap for a green. So, no printed lands on the cards in my hand. Pretty good opening. Pretty excited about this one. Go ahead, Tej.
What up, hi, man? It's your boy Tej.
Woo!
And tonight I'm playing my very first tribute deck. Yes, I'm excited about this. This is a tribute to my good friend, Chris.
Woo!
Yes.
I know him!
So it's gonna be a good deck. Goddamn.
Tonight my we'll see. Tonight my commanders are Renari, Merchant of Marvels, and Folk Hero.
There it is!
So ways back, Chris had mentioned this idea he had about a Renari Folk Hero deck, and I said, hey, that's a dragon. I want to do that too.
Nice.
And Chris gave me his blessing.
Did you make it Artificer's Tribal?
Of course I made it
Yes!
Artificer's Tribal.
Get in
That was
there.
the whole idea. But then, beyond that, I didn't know what I wanted to do after that. Then Chris said, this is what I'm going to do with the deck, and I thought, fuck it. I'm just going to steal his entire idea. This isn't a tribute so much as it is just straight up
Blaze Thievery.
So this is Artificer Tribal
Artificial.
with a vehicle
Artificer.
sub-theme. I'm going to start with a Hallowed Fountain. Tapped and pass.
Man, that's how I would have started too.
Nope.
Alright. Draw for the turn. I will play this Forest and pass the turn.
Alright. I shall untap, upkeep, and draw for turn. I'm going to play a Mountain as my land for the turn. I'm going to pay 2, and then I'm going to play Arcane Signet, and I will pass the turn to my friend Schnell.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, draw. We will play the backside of Makindi Stampede, which will be a white source that ETB's tapped. Dumb. And then green, Awakening Zone. At the beginning of my upkeep, I may create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn that sacks 4 colorless. Go ahead, Tejas.
Untap. Keep draw. I'll play an island. And then I will cast my background, Folk Hero. Commander creatures I own have. Whenever I cast a spell that shares a creature type with this creature, draw a card. This ability only triggers once each turn. So whenever I cast a dragon or an artificer, I will draw a card once a turn.
I like it.
Pass turn.
Alright, I'll play this swamp for the turn. I will tap 2 mana. I will cast Farseek, and I will pass to Nelson.
I thought you were helping your opponents.
I am,
TJ
but I need
Jarvis.
mana to do that.
Fair.
Don't do that.
My brain can't.
Untap, upkeep, and draw.
What do I do?
When somebody says go, hit the button.
Turn.
The button?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're tracking how long the turns actually take.
We're tracking how long your turns take.
I mean,
I'm going to pay 2, and
say
then
that.
I'm going to cast Thought Vessel. And then I am going to pass the turn to Schnell.
okay.
I got an Indatha Triome with Farseek.
So, untap. Upkeep, I will create an Eldrazi spawn thingy. I don't have the cards for those, so I'm just going to use the backside of that thing. Teehee. For our land for the turn, we will play the backside of a Seagate Restoration.
Hey girl, what that backside do?
What's that backside do indeed? I'll have it come to play untapped, so I take 3 from that. But we want blue, green, white, and something else for Tocasia, Dig Site Mentor. Creatures I control have vigilance and tap to surveil 1. I can pay 2 of each of her color and 2 colorless, so 8 total, to exile her. To exile her from my graveyard, and then I return any number of target artifact, creature, or artifacts with a total mana value of 10 or less from my graveyard to the battlefield. Sorcery speed only. So they surveil.
Starting to get an idea here.
You will be surprised, probably, because it's not great. But we will activate the Elvish Mystic and sacrifice this to put out a Fetlosh Stone. So we've got some more mana. But we will pass to Tej.
I will untap. I will draw. I will drop a shot. Terminal Moraine is my land for turn. Then I will cast Prodigy's Prototype. 3/4 vehicle. Whenever one or more vehicles I control attack, I create a 1/1 pilot token. I can crew vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. And I will pass the turn.
Alright, on tap.
You seem really excited about that.
Draw. I am. I just...
This is his deck. This is what he wanted to do.
minus having to pull the cards and, like, you know, I like it.
Yeah.
I will pay 3 mana to cast Rites of Flourishing.
Hey, I like that one.
At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card, and each player may play an additional land on each of his or her turns.
How dare you?
I will play
I'm
a
not technically playing any lands.
Mikikoro, Center of the Sea, as one of my lands for the turn, and I will play this pathway, this Slitherboar pathway, as my second land for the turn. With those 3 mana, I will cast Rousing of Souls. Has Parlay. Each player reveals the top card of his or her library.
Yeah. Who put my deck backwards, by the way?
I bet that's going to be a non-land.
It is a non-land. It's Mirror
Okay.
Maid.
So, for each non-land card revealed this way, I put a 1/1 spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield, so it will be 3. And then each player draws a card.
Ah.
Hooray.
So it doesn't go anywhere, it's just, top card is just revealed now for us.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
It's
Forever?
not exiled.
We didn't draw the...
Nope. Well, yes, then each player would draw that card that was revealed, I guess.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
All right.
Because you said
Yep.
that, and then you said we didn't.
I guess I was saying it wasn't like exiled or anything.
Okay.
And then I get 3 spirits. Pass turn.
Right. Untap, upkeep. Draw for rights. Draw for turn.
Draw for wrongs.
Oh, this is awful. I just drew 3 cards and didn't find a land.
Play better. Am I running your deck?
Yep.
I mean, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make it play lands.
That's totally fair. I'm going to pay 3, and I'm going to cast Feywild Trickster. Whenever I roll 1 or more dice, I create a 1/1 blue fairy dragon creature token with flying 2, 4, 6, 8.
Discard down to hand size
discard
already?
down to hand size already. Excuse me.
What a bounty. What a bounteous hand. Aren't you glad you came to Bilbo's birthday party?
Yeah.
Where you get the gifts?
Thanks, Bilbo.
It's a middle school birthday where it's my birthday, so I have to give fucking cupcakes to every kid in my class.
Yep.
And then all the teachers.
I'm gonna discard Earth Cult Elemental because I'll probably never have
Soviet
6 land.
Shire.
Go ahead.
Gifts give you.
Alright, untap.
Stupid app.
During my upkeep,
Thank you.
I get an Awakening Zone, Eldrazi spawn, and then I draw for the turn and draw for the Rites of Flourishing.
Correct.
Yes.
Excellent. So we will throw down Coppermer and Thought Vessel. No max hand size for me.
Oh, I didn't have to discard. I totally forgot I have a Thought Vessel out. I'm an idiot.
That's an arcane. Oh no, that's
no, that's a Thought
Alright.
Vessel.
He does also have Arcane Signet.
Jesus Christ.
Land for the turn will be the backside of this turn Timber Symbiosis. I will lose 3, putting me down to 34, so it comes into play untapped. And then we will pay 4 for a Walking Ballista with 2 counters on it.
Oofda.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't drawn a land this whole goddamn game.
Oh shit.
That joke's not going to get old for me.
You done?
Go ahead, teach.
Alright. Untap.
Sure, it's not going to irritate Nelson.
Draw. Draw.
It do what it
land
do.
for turn is Mysticate. Second land for turn, let's say Esper Panorama. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to cast mine other commander, Renari. I can cast dragon spells and artifact spells as though they had flash.
Seems good.
You have spirits. What do you have over there?
A 2/2 Trickster. A gnome warlock,
That's
if you
fine.
will.
And you have a 2/2.
I have
and
a
4/3,
2/2, a
and some
4/3,
stuff.
a 0/1, a 1/1.
You know
enough to
what?
fuck
I
up
am
your day
going
if you come at
to crew my
Into
Prodigy's
goo.
prototype, and then I'm going to move to combat, and I'm going to attack Chris. And when the prototype
Just let you
attacks,
draw extra cards.
Yeah.
Play extra
And he's
lands.
attacking you with your
I'm
own
going
deck.
to get a pilot. I thought you would like this. You wanted to see it in action. Here it is up close.
Yeah,
3.
I'm taking 3. 37.
All right, I will end my turn.
All right. Untap. Draw. Draw for rights. Going to play a
Nelson, bring the chaos.
Sun Petal Grove and an exotic orchard.
Gotta bring a land first.
Bring
2
the
lands for
chocolates.
the turn.
You don't just hide all the lands at the backside of your cards?
Nope.
I've been wanting to build this deck for so long, but the thing that held me back is
You can produce
there are
white.
6 multi-faced lands that you can just play the land side, and then a few more where it's you have to trigger the land side. So I have 18 in here as far as possible lands that I can just
I'm
play.
going to cast
Everything
my
else is...
commander.
Bilbo!
Bilbo, if you would gain life, you gained that much life plus 1 instead. And then for 2 and Abzan mana, tap him, exile him, search your library for any number of creatures, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Activate only if you have 111 or more life. There's nothing going on over here. So, we're going to pay 4 mana. We're going to cast Fateful Handoff. Draw cards equal to the mana value of target artifact or creature you control. I will target Bilbo. An opponent gains control of that permanent. So I will draw 3. Nelson, your board looks lonely. You can have a
Hey.
Bilbo.
Thanks, bud.
You gave Bilbo away.
Yep.
That feels real weird.
I got a gnome and a halfling.
Do you have a homeward path in that deck at least?
Pass turn. Cannot confirm.
Ooh.
Untap.
Kinda Indian
Upkeep.
giver would take that gift right back.
Draw for turn.
Wow.
Draw for... What's it called? Rights? Wow. I thought I put lands in this deck. Mayhaps I didn't. I'm going to pay 3.
That's a girl dad.
I'm going to pay 3 and cast Chaos Dragon.
Ooh, shit.
Chaos. Alright, it is a 4/4 flying haste. It has to attack each combat if able. And at the beginning of combat on my turn, each player rolls a d20. If one or more opponents had the highest roll, Chaos Dragon cannot attack those players or planeswalkers they control this combat. I forgot my fancy dice bag, so we'll just go here. I got a 20. Nat 20. I got a fairy dragon.
14.
A fairy dragon spirit token.
17.
12.
Yeah. Cool. So I can get all y'all's.
Oh, is that how that worked? I don't know.
Yeah. I just can't attack an opponent who rolled for the highest.
Oh, okay. I thought you just auto swing at the lowest. Stupid chows.
All right. Hey, bud. Okay, so then I am going to swing the Chaos. Your pilot can't fly, right? Not
Nope.
yet.
Not yet.
No Russell case.
Your pilot,
Chaos Dragon is coming at Tej for 4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 36.
All right. That's all I got for now. Pass a turn.
Okay.
Which, you know.
Before the end of your turn, I'm going to tap Tocasia to surveil 1. I like that card. And we're drawing an extra anyway. So, untap.
I wish I could remember what Lot P was.
Upkeep.
It was goaded though.
No idea. Lot P.
Draw.
0/1
Draw
goaded Lot
extra.
P.
And it's
I wish I could remember what Lot P was.
Lord of the Pit.
Oh, Lord of the Pit. Yep, there you go.
We figured it out. Ornithopter will drop for free.
Lord of the Pings.
And we will pass to Tej.
We'll untap.
We ain't doing shit.
I will
Or is
draw. I will draw. You. I like you.
I like you.
Very nice. I like you. These have summoning sickness. These do not.
I'm going to play a Shire Terrace, and I will play an island.
Mayhaps my new favorite land.
Shire
love
Terrace?
Shire Terrace.
It's real good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will drop Bilbo. I will first move to combat, and I will crew the prototype.
Through it.
How big is Bilbo?
Bilbo is
2/3.
a 2/3.
You could double up. Chris, I'm tagging you again. 3.
You gotta give better gifts. You can also chump block with your spirit.
You could.
I could.
But you don't
There
have
for
to.
Okay.
You got plans.
I get pilot. Let's do that. Alright, second main. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. For a Master Transmuter, Human
Seems good.
Artificer, I get to draw a card. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will pay 2 more for a Smuggler's Copter.
Ooh.
And I will pass the turn.
I don't like any of that.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I do. It's exactly what I would have been doing.
Smuggler's Copter's just great.
Draw. Draw for rights.
Smug, 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 smug.
Canopy Vista will come in untapped because I control 2 or more
Isn't there a
2 or
card
more
called
basics.
Smuggler's Copter?
Caves of Koilos will be my second land for the turn.
What's that like, having more than 2 lands?
It's alright so far. It's not stopping me from getting all about the head and face though by age.
How about that
3,
beats?
4.
You could block.
Yeah, you had every option.
1, 2, 3.
You had 3 option.
You just wouldn't kill my
You
thing.
had every 3
Um,
option.
Just want pilots.
I'm going to pay.
Pilots are 2/1s that can crew bigger.
Pilots are 1/1s.
1/1s that can crew bigger.
Coil
They're
lights.
2 bigger front butts.
So you're not going to play Howling Mine?
No.
Because I could use another attempt at a land.
First, I'm going to play Blood Vial Purveyor. 5/6 Flying Trampler. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player creates a blood token.
Blood.
And then whenever Blood Vial Purveyor attacks, it gets +1/+0 for each blood token defending player controls.
Ooh.
Then I will pay 3. We'll tap these 3. I will cast Pendant of Prosperity. It enters the battlefield under the control of an opponent of your choice. Nelson.
Hey, thanks.
Want to read the rest of that card?
Yeah. Pay 2 to tap it. Draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Pendant of Prosperity's owner draws a card. Then that player may put a land card from their hand onto the battlefield. Thanks, bud.
Yep.
And
Appreciate you.
With that, I will pass turn.
Oogie. I will untap. Upkeep and draw for turn. Draw for rights.
Trying to be the rising tide.
How you doing, buddy?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 11 cards in my hand, and I have 4 mana available to me. Maybe try to draw one with Pendant of Prosperity. That's how desperate I am.
idea. I wish I could.
That's about how it feels.
Could be anything. Could even be another Pendant of Prosperity.
I don't know how you built your deck.
This is how desperate I am.
oh,
Actually, no. This was a helpful one to draw into. I'm going to cast Netherese Puzzle Ward.
no.
So it has Focus Beam. At the beginning of my upkeep, I roll a d4, and then I scry X, where X is the result.
that
help me find lands.
should help.
Whenever I roll a die's highest natural result, I get to draw a card as well because of Perfect Illumination. All right, we're moving to combat. Time to roll that d20 again. The community d20. Thanks, bud. A4. That sucks.
2. I can get under. 2. Okay.
Cool.
Oh my god, here's the 1.
Orbtions?
Nope, 3! Jesus!
I still won that one.
Yeah.
Yep, with a 4.
We're all just awful.
Are we sure that's not that die's highest natural result? Could I draw a
You
card?
rolled a 20 on that one before, didn't you?
I sure did. Okay, so moving
Fucking soul.
moving to combat. Does your dragon fly?
It does not.
It's a
But
shit
my
dragon.
Smaugler's copter does.
And it's a what?
3/3.
3/3.
A 3/3. All right, I'm swinging a 4/4 at Tej and a. Whoa, you have an Ornithopter out there, huh?
I do.
Whatever. I need the blocker then. I'm swinging the 4/4 at Tej.
I will take 4 more.
You get a blood token for casting the Puzzle Ward.
I do. That's right. Okay, so you take damage.
You can sacrifice those to.
Yeah, but you need mana.
You loot. Pay 1, sack it to discard.
And then draw.
Discard,
draw.
then draw.
Oh, what-
Worse than.
Okay, so that's done.
It's free. What do you want?
Yeah, no, I get that.
Go ahead. No.
Before the end of your turn, I will tap the Elvish Mystic to surveil 1. I'm gonna put that in the graveyard. We're gonna tap the Copper Mirror to surveil 1. I'm gonna put that in the graveyard. We're gonna tap the Spawn over here to surveil 1. Put that in the graveyard.
What are you putting in the graveyard? I can't see.
So we've got Priest of Titania, Bayin Veil, Unsettled Mariner.
Ooh, I need one of those.
I've got
way
a
more
whole
in
bunch
you.
of them. Yeah.
I'm going to tap Walking Ballista to surveil 1. We don't want that either. We're going to tap Tocasia herself to surveil 1. We don't need a Lotus Bloom.
You have a weird amalgamation of cards in there so far.
Correct.
I love it.
Correct.
I love
Okay.
it.
Untap. Up. No.
First, next verse, same as the
Upkeep.
first.
I thought you were doing all that at the end of his turn, so I thought the
No,
turn
that
was
counts
still-
towards my turn
Okay.
because I'm using.
I was
going
going to question that actually.
No.
So, all right, I was trying to help.
Yeah, we're tracking. Okay, so upkeep trigger. We got our extra one. We're adding that to the one that has summoning sickness. Nothing over here has summoning sickness. Oh, and we'll also do that. Okay. Draw. Somebody has green source.
I do.
Excellent. Hunting grounds. Chris, you like that card.
Love that card.
1, 2, 3, 4. Only 5 cards in my
No
graveyard.
threshold yet.
Not yet. Mana Crypt. So I get 2 bloods.
Yes, sir.
2 bloods equals 1 crit.
Yeah.
You will have a use a die. I brought a blood, poor person.
You're a poor person.
So I only had 3 bloods.
Damn, I get that. I think that is all we're gonna do on our turn. Pass to Tej.
What's it? I will draw. First land for turn will be Sea of Clouds, which enters untapped because I have a lot of opponents. Second land for turn will be a Seat of the Synod.
You're allowed to read cards correctly.
What did I say wrong?
Synod?
Isn't it a Synod?
It's a synod.
You're a Synod. You don't have any eyes in that word at all.
There's a sometimes.
How many flyers do you have?
Walking Ballista and...
Walking Ballista flies?
No, but it shoots fucking flyers down.
No. Fuck you.
How many flyers between these guys and your bitch mouth?
Shortest point. Or shortest distance between 2 points. Tej's foot to my bitch mouth.
I'm just gonna... I don't want to invoke your wrath just yet.
You should. I have a lot of wrath to give.
No!
I am
wrath.
coiled as shit, ready to strike. You thinking about poop?
I'm thinking about poop.
I was
You only
thinking
have 1/1 untapped?
of a coiled viper.
As far as flyers, yes.
I heard today that when you say the word poop, your mouth makes the same shape as your butthole when you're doing it.
That's true.
That's a Bo Burnham joke.
Smuggler's Copter. And I'm going to attack Nelson. When that attacks, I get a pilot. When it attacks, I draw a card and discard a card. And it's just a 3/3, Nelson.
Man, those artificers and vehicles are
Those are my hand- those are my
synergizing
tokens.
rather well.
I'm going to throw one of my fairy dagrins in front of it. Just get chopped up in the blades of that helicopter.
Dead Dargan.
Alright. Second main.
We got a live one. We had a live one.
How do I...
Live without you? I won't want to know.
I'm going to... I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So is that timer
That is correct.
part of a different app, or is that just for...
This is a separate app just to see how long our turns take.
Nice.
3, 4. First, I am going to cast Katsuma the Animator.
In response to you casting.
I
Calm down.
have
Calm down.
Cast triggers.
You do have cast triggers.
Here's one of them.
There's that. And then I will draw a card.
Okay. I'm going to surveil once by tapping this from the Tocasia's ability that gives him. Me. We will put the Mox Opal in the graveyard. We don't need that. And then we're going to surveil again. We don't need Springleaf Drone. Continue.
Alright. Katsuma, 3/3 flying.
That threshold now for future castings.
2 and a blue until end of turn. Target non-creature artifact I control becomes an artifact creature and gains flying. If it's not a vehicle, it is base power and toughness 1/1. At the beginning of my upkeep, I put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 3 target non-creature artifacts. Then
A lot of words.
1, 2, 3.
I just realized all Tej's hair is gone.
Oh yeah.
Those
When he
beautiful-
walked in, I
those beautiful
commented
curls
he
are
was
gone.
freshly shorn.
He is.
Lita, mechanical engineer.
Ew.
As long as there are 7, whenever an opponent casts a spell, I may put a creature card from my hand on the battlefield. I still don't have any.
3/3 vigilance at the
elaborate
beginning
bluff.
of my end step. End step. I
My Scott Stapp.
I
In my
untap
staph infection.
each other artifact creature I control, and I can pay 3 and a white and tap it to create a 5/5 colorless vehicle artifact token named Led Zeppelin with flying and crew 3.
Token alter incoming.
Then
Yes.
I will tap Sea of Clouds and tap Master Transmuter to return Seat of the Synod in my hand. And I will poop out Weatherlight. 4/5 flying vehicle. When it deals combat damage to a player, I can look at the top 5 cards of my library. I can reveal a historic card from among them, put it into my hand. The rest go on the bottom in a random order. Crew 3. Then I will move to my end step and untap all of my artifact creatures.
You get a third blood from casting Weather Light.
Which are Master Transmuter and Smuggler's Cup.
That was the one from Dominaria, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Pass turn.
All right. On tap. Draw. Draw for rights.
3/3.
I will tap this swamp to cast a Soul Ring.
Nice. Classic.
I'll tap this Slitherboar Pathway to cast Elephant Grass.
I put the Commander Master's full art foily like $17 Soul Ring in this deck because it was the closest one I had when building.
That is generally how I do it.
It's where do I put the
Elephant
fancy
Grass.
one in whatever deck comes
forgot
after I
can
pull
cast
it.
shit at flash speed.
Has cumulative upkeep of 1 generic. Black creatures cannot attack me, and non-black creatures cannot attack me unless their controller pays an additional 2 for each attacking creature. So it's effectively a
Gross.
ghostly prison or
Or,
Is that from
propaganda.
it is.
Nice.
I did draw 2 cards. Do I want to attack? Teach could do some crewing, but I would be doing some damage if he did.
Real crew and goo.
I'll do it. I will move to combat.
Ta-ta!
Tej, I will attack with my Blood Vial Purveyor. It gets +1/+0 for each blood token defending player controls. So it is an 8/6 Flying Trampler.
Just total for all of us? Or
For defending.
For defending.
We're defending. 8/6.
oh, it's a 5/6 by itself. Jesus.
Yes.
Okay. Like,
Big.
Tej has 8 blood. Wait, we have 8 blood? How does this work? What's happening?
It's 5/6 with +3/+0.
No, that's
It's a good one.
a hell of a thing.
Swords of Plowshares.
I gain life equal to his power.
Correct.
I will gain 8 life. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
He's almost to 111.
Pass to Nelson.
Almost.
All right, I will untap. Hit my upkeep. The puzzle ward will trigger. Hey, Max!
He rolled 4.
I draw a card, and then I will scry for 1, 2, 3, 4.
Get him! He's doing stuff.
He's
Keep
finally.
him down.
He might get a 3rd land.
We're gonna put him on this way, and I'm gonna draw for turn. Draw for rights.
You got a fat net of cards on you, boy.
Thank God I screw 4 because I found 2. So land for turn will be a mountain, and then I'll play a Shivan Reef as my
Oh,
second land
nice.
for the turn.
Beautiful Shivan Reef.
Yep. Only thing fancier would be if it shined like a diamond.
Right, like a diamond. I haven't listened to Steam Powered Giraffe in a while. Steam Powered Giraffe has a far superior version of diamonds.
Sure would be a shame to not use that pendant of
Sure. Alright, we're gonna start introducing a little bit of chaos.
Yay!
Already.
And I rolled I get another fairy dragon because I rolled that dice, or that die.
I believe you would have a 4th blood from casting the swords.
So I'm gonna pay 6, and I'm going to cast Grip of Chaos. Whenever a spell or ability is put onto the stack, reselect its target at random if it has a single target. Remember that one time that was on the board?
God.
And Bro.
I'm gonna not let that.
Bro.
I'm gonna forcefully negate.
You can't out Chaos the Chaos. It's fair. Okay.
When I start doing stuff, especially like walking ballista, like periodically shooting things down, I need to be able to target.
Oh, poop on that.
need
I
to-
get another. So I get another
Poop on
blood
it.
because I cast that. You get another blood
Oh,
because
I
you cast
cast
that.
No, that is gone. The blood vial.
Oh yeah, that is gone.
Oh, that's been
Okay.
exiled.
So I
Not
just have
murdered.
the, so I just have the blood. All right. Okay. So this is gonna be a whole fucking fat turn to nothing. Okay. D20 community D20.
I'm just gonna let you hold on to that.
Wash your hands.
20. Draw a card.
Come on, also 20 some 11. It doesn't fucking matter then. When he rolls max.
Doesn't matter for you. Fuck.
No, because he only can't attack whoever has
12.
the highest. And
Well, yeah, I know, but
Alright.
I could have gotten the highest.
I'm gonna move to Chombat.
Yeah, and then he can't attack me.
I don't like it.
Alright. You have an Ornithopter? Any other untapped flyers?
No, but again, shooty shoot if you come at me.
And you've got 4 mana, so you could put another.
4,
I'm just saying, you only need 4.
5. I know.
You have
I
3.
I have enough to shoot him down
Yeah,
if
you
he
do have
comes
enough
at
to
me,
shoot him,
and
right.
I can just sacrifice these for colorless mana.
Alright.
Not to throw your economic situation in your face, but you have to pay 2 mana to attack me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't have to
Whereas
teach.
Teach,
How many flyers does he have?
I have 1 flying creature. I
Okay.
have 2 vehicles with flying.
Okay.
And
And
I
enough
have
to
a
crew.
Shit ton to crew everything.
Cool. So I have to attack Schnell or Tej. So the one element of chaos in this game is about to die. Fuck it. I'm gonna swing at Schnell. Yeah, he's got more life than Tej.
it's true.
So I'm gonna swing at you with the Chaos Dragon and the 1/1 Fairy Dragon.
Okay. Before blocks, I'm going to go ahead and put another counter on the Walking Ballista, so he's up to 4. And then I'm going to remove 1 to kill one of Tej's pilots.
Which one?
I'm going to remove another one to kill one of Tej's pilots.
Which one?
And then I'm going to remove another one to kill the last pilot.
You're a cock.
There we go. We will chump the fairy and take 4.
Alright.
Oh, you hate my pilot so much.
You were talking a big pilot game.
I was not talking big pilot game. I, was
Something big.
I still have enough to pilot.
I got plenty to pilot. I have slightly less plenty to pilot.
Okay, so I get another dragon because we rolled that time around too, and then I will move. I'll move to my end step and pass the turn.
Okay. Before the end of your turn, I will surveil 1. Graveyard. Surveil 1. Graveyard. Surveil 1. Graveyard. Surveil 1. Graveyard. Summoning sick. Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Get a fresh spawn. Odds, I take damage. Evens, I don't take damage. And then draw for the turn. Draw for the.
Who's it?
Is it
Flight
still
of-
up?
Yeah, Rise
Yep,
of Flourishing.
Flight
Yeah,
of
it's
Flourishing
the,
is still out.
Excellent. Then Mem Knight. He's free. Why not? And do we take a turn off from just pumping the
How
ballista?
many creatures do you have at the moment?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Jesus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everflowing Chalice for 4.
More mana.
Again, I didn't run land, so I had to overcompensate. Go to my end step. Pass to Tej.
Untap. Draw. Land 4 turns. Seat of the Synod.
So proud of you.
Shut up. Land 4 turns.
How many pilots you got left?
Can be taught.
Academy Ruins.
That seems
That's a
good.
great one.
Isn't it?
I need more of those.
Um,
Should have one in this deck. Ah, it's a land. I can't run it.
Mama says no.
Mama said.
I think I forgot to. I did forget to. I did forget to.
Your good friend Bilbo might have one. Whatever it may be.
Well, I just need to put one in my pile for later.
Yeah, I thought Bilbo was going to be giving us more handies or whatever.
you know, birthday handies.
Yeah, he's at the height.
I mean,
Upkeep.
I've been giving stuff to Nelson. and the Rites of Flourishing.
Katsuma the animator had an upkeep trigger. I put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 3 target non-creature artifacts. It'll be in the vehicles.
And I kind of hit like a glut in my deck of a similar effect.
That.
I mean, Tocasia's now just digging for a couple of things that she wants. So, plus, I mean, I've got enough mana that if I wanted to, I could just sack her and then bring back most of my artifacts.
I need. Honestly.
You have all the color parts of her activated ability?
Almost.
Okay.
You have flyers. You have 2 untapped flyers.
Correct.
I have an Ornithopter untapped, and then
4 mana you can pump into Walking Ballista.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Shit.
11.
I hate you.
11 mana I could pump
Very-
into Walking Ballista
Very much.
if I were so inclined.
I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to. Tap Master Transmuter to crew Smuggler's Copter, to crew the Weatherlight, and I'm going to
Chain crewing.
attack Chris for 5
With the weather
with
light?
the Weatherlights.
I will pay 2
I
mana.
get a pilot.
I will cast Moment's Peace. Prevent all combat
Shoot.
damage.
I was supposed to pay mana to attack you, wasn't I?
Yes,
Yeah,
2
two.
mana.
2. And you're preventing the damage? Well, I'm not paying the bill.
You're just gonna counter my spell. I'm not paying for it.
Yeah,
That's
fuck it.
That's fine. Alright. Second main. I will end my turn and untap all of my artifact creatures.
Which one does that again?
The commander, right?
Lita,
Lita.
Mechanical Engineer.
Right. At the end of your turn, I'm going to
My
activate
commander lets me cast things at.
That's it,
Mikukoro. Each player draws a card.
Hooray! Set it up.
Upkeep. I will pay 1 mana for Elfin Grass.
Isn't it a cumulative upkeep?
This is like the first round.
This first round.
You cast that last turn?
Yes.
Holy shit. I thought that was up to 3 now.
No. Then I will draw for turn, draw for rights. Who to target with this? You do stuff, you do stuff.
I will
Probably
respond
teach.
like a mofo. I don't know if I'll stop you. I don't know if I'll have any effect.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. People do have access to this. Too colorless. Going to cast Wedding Ring. When Wedding Ring
Aw, he
enters
was
the
married.
battlefield, if it was cast, target opponent creates a token that's a copy of it.
You say
Nelson,
teach? Oh,
you occasionally draw extra cards.
Thanks,
fucking
bud.
tease.
Whenever an opponent who
He
controls
doesn't
an
cook, he
artifact named
doesn't
Wedding
clean.
Ring draws
Guess
a
how he got
card
that
during
ring.
their turn, you draw a card.
Big floppy donkey.
Whenever an
dick.
opponent who controls an artifact named Wedding Ring gains life during their turn, you gain that much life.
When you cast that
Yes.
Hunting Grounds trigger, I can put a creature
Yep.
from my hand on the battlefield. It will be this Glasspool Mimic, which will come in as a copy of Ornithopter. Probably one of the saddest Glasspool Mimics. The other option, Coppermer,
Saddest one I've seen.
because I could Walking Ballista and then
Yeah,
it dies.
you could. There's
I could
also a Nunnet over
Tocasia
there.
and then it dies.
You have Eldrazi spawn. You can put that thing to use.
I could have that thing die. There's multiple ways for it just to come into play and then immediately die. Why would you take the Ornithopter?
2, 3.
Cause dumb.
Temple Bell.
I like that card. This is more ways to try to find
Whenever an
land.
opponent who controls their turn.
Bong. All
I
is
will
well.
Temple Bell on my turn.
Bong.
Each player draws a card.
No, since you draw a card, do I draw one?
Since I opened
So dumb.
Whenever an opponent, no.
Chris, I like
I have a
this.
copy of Wedding Ring.
Yep.
So whenever my opponent...
Whenever an opponent who controls an artifact named Wedding Ring draws a card during their turn. Yes, so you would draw
So
from
I
my
draw
draw.
another one.
Yep.
Okay. Beautiful.
Colony Garden is my land for the turn.
2 more
Okay, a
cards,
little-
no land.
Get a little plant. I'm trying to help you as much as I can.
Do you want an artifact that produces mana?
I just don't understand what the actual hell is happening here.
I will pass to Nelson.
Okay, cool. I will.
Teach is in
untap.
charge of that.
I'm trying.
As a life lesson in how much I have to keep track of.
I've only forgotten
I'm
like
gonna upkeep-
twice, to be perfectly
No,
honest.
I've been jumping in when
On
you.
my upkeep, the puzzle ward will trigger.
Nice.
I will draw.
Hey, I will
max
also
puzzle
draw.
ward.
Stop it.
I will get. Okay, so I've got 3 that don't have summoning sickness and 1 that does.
See, that's why I got that ornithopter. Stop those fucking fairies.
I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Scry 4.
Feels like a hateful statement. Stop these fucking fairies.
I didn't want to make the joke.
I
but
know,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
They're fairy dragons, okay?
All right. I'm gonna draw for turn. I'm gonna draw for rights of
They're in the
flourishing.
KKK.
I think so.
I'm gonna play this
Is
mountain
a
as my land
gay
for the turn.
KKK
I'm
higher
gonna
up?
play
KK gay?
Exotic
Yeah,
Orchard.
KKK.
The gay KK?
Exotic Orchard will be my second land.
That has to be a thing. That has to be a thing.
Yeah.
Hey Chris,
Gay,
I just
K.
drew 2 cards, by the way.
From the.
I drew for my turn and then from rights of flourishing.
Thank
so
you.
Draw 2.
I will also draw 2.
You guys make a
Will.
cute couple.
We already have.
The gay KK and girl dad. Jesus.
All right.
Is
I'm
it
gonna pay-
KK gay or gay KK?
No, gay KK is way better.
KKK. Okay. I gotta fucking.
Is anybody? None of my opponents are playing red, huh?
No.
Okay.
Red's
Wait,
stupid.
Fun fact: I built this deck, uploaded it into Architect, and then I went, "Hey, stupid! You can't run Simeon Spirit Guide." But I want to discard or exile from my hand for free mana. Yeah, it's red, stupid.
You have the.
I have
The green one.
I have the green one.
All right,
Yes,
I'm going
but
to
I put both in because
pay
I was
2,
trying to
and I'm
optimize.
going to cast Will, Blade of Frontiers. If I would roll 1 or more dice, instead roll that many dice +1 and ignore the lowest roll. Whenever I roll 1 or more dice, I put a +1/+1 counter on Will.
Again,
Blade of
real bad at deck building.
Frontiers.
That I need the computer to just go, hey, you know you can't do that, right?
Hey, buddy. Come here for a sec.
It just red cards can't go in
Listen.
a green, white, blue deck.
You're real good looking.
AI is trying to run my life.
Yeah,
Somebody's playing blue, right? You got.
I
Blue.
got
All
both
right,
sources.
red and blue, Goblin Electromancer. Then I'm gonna pay 3. And I'm gonna cast Contact Other Plane. I roll a d20.
Don't let him have it. He's gonna roll his 20 again.
Can I use the d20?
Did you stop giving it back?
You're the last one rolling it, and then you
All
don't
right.
give it back.
We gotta change this system up.
All right, 18.
Jesus.
fuck is wrong with
I
you?
scry 2, then draw 2. I also get
Don't
another
you?
summoning. Oh yeah, I can roll 1 more. That's right. 18.
Okay, good.
Real good. Real good.
Gotta
Nelly.
reestablish that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so then I get another summoning sick fairy dragon from the Feywild Trickster. Okay, let's see here. So scry 2, then draw 2. Sure, we'll draw both things.
I'm already imagining, like, this deck basically revolves around me trying to win the lottery.
Okay.
And I'm planning out what I'm going to do when I win the lottery.
All right, now,
But
I'm
bought
going
the
to move to
ticket yet.
combat. Move to combat, and Chaos Dragon will trigger.
Make Chris roll first.
7. Oops. And 17. I will take the 17. I will also get a third
16. Damn it.
fairy dragon.
What is that? A
One.
That's a 1.
I just
18.
deserve it.
All right, so I can't attack Chris.
I'll shoot the dragon down if it comes at me this time.
How many flyers do you have? Teach?
I
No.
still have 1 natural flyer and 2 vehicles that have flying when crewed.
They're crewable.
They are crewable.
Okay.
Technically recruitable because you already crewed him once.
All right, I'm
For
going
some of
to.
them, anyway.
I'm gonna swing at Tej with the Chaos dragon,
And how big is it again?
and then I'm going to swing at.
Let him declare all his attacks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of.
before you blow your load.
Fair enough.
You're premature over there.
No, I'm not going.
How
to.
big is
just
it?
just the
I
Chaos.
might be ready.
It's a 4/4. Just that guy's
4/4
coming
coming at ya.
Just the Chaos dragon.
Alright. In response to that, I'm going to tap my seat and transmuter and return seat to my hand. And I'm going to poop out Parhelion 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Parhelion 2 Electric Boogaloo. Then I'm going to crew Parhelion 2 Electric Boogaloo. Pilot will crew
3 worth?
Yes, but you are going to crew Prototype, which I will tap to crew Parhelion 2, which is a 5/5 flying first strike vigilance. And I will block your dragon.
Okay. That'll kill the dragon. I will pass the turn to you, Sean.
Okay. Before the end of your turn, Glasspool just came in, but Coppermere is going to surveil 1. Don't care. Ornithopter is going to surveil 1. Don't care. Elvish Mystic, surveilling 1. Don't care. Surveil. 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 Surveil.
Wait, I have blood tokens.
You
Be
do.
putting those back in my hand.
Surveil. Okay, we got rid of a lot of chaff.
What are you using to bounce those again?
Transmuter.
Untap.
Artifact. Okay, so you bounce an artifact and then you put one into play.
Yep.
Seems like something that should be removed from play.
Oh, I'm also gonna click that up
Disagree.
and then untap. Upkeep. During my upkeep, if I roll odds, I take damage. I take damage. 3?
3.
3. You wanna give me that Bilbo and then a bunch of life gain? No? Okay.
Nope.
Burgers.
Burgers.
I believe you. Okay. I wanna see. Oh, and I get another Eldrazi. Yeah, I'm just gonna start digging on my own turn to save time. Surveil 1. Nope. Surveil with the Coppermere. Nope. Surveil with this Eldrazi. Nope. Surveil. Okay. We are going to activate a blood token. Discard, sacrifice that, draw a card. We're going to discard the marble diamond, draw a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goblin Charbelcher.
I feel like that's a combo.
Does it resolve?
I
have no
I
response.
can't do anything.
Okay. I will activate.
Enters the battlefield.
Enters the battlefield
You're going to activate its ability.
in response to whatever you're doing.
Well, no. It enters the battlefield.
Okay, fair enough. Then
Then you're going to activate it, which read the whole thing.
yeah,
for me,
I'm
please.
gonna go ahead. So I pay 3 and reveal cards from the top of my library until I reveal a land card. Goblin Charbelcher deals damage equal to the number of non-land cards revealed this way to target creature or player. If the revealed land was a mountain, it won't be. Goblin Charbelcher deals double that damage instead. Put the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in any order.
Got it.
So you are going to target someone immediately.
And take them out.
Yes.
Who are you targeting?
I haven't activated it yet.
Oh, I thought you were activating it.
You stopped me
No.
immediately from doing anything I wanted to do.
Before you started doing what it was doing, I wanted you to read it.
Fair enough.
So-
I'm not doing it quite yet.
Fair enough.
What I will be doing is clicking up Walking Ballista. 3.
I should
See with the glare. I'm going to remove 2. Well, I'm going to remove 1 counter and deal a point of damage to
Transmuter?
Transmuter. I'm going to remove a second counter and do 1 damage to Transmuter.
Transmuter's dead.
Okay.
Transducer.
I'm
Part
going
of the
to
KKK.
sacrifice these for. Well, actually, since 2 are tapped and 2 are untapped, I'm going to tap 1 to surveil. We don't want that. And then I'm going to tap the other one to surveil. We don't want that. I'm going to sacrifice these for 4 colorless mana to put another counter on it, and I'm going to shoot. You have 1 pilot. Yeah. Shoot the pilot.
Teach did not see that coming.
Okay.
She's dead.
Now, we're going to activate Goblin Charbelcher.
Targeting who?
Targeting Teach, because he's probably got the most responses.
I do not have the most responses.
Okay, you do not have. Do you have a response at all?
No, there's literally nothing I can do.
Okay, I have a response.
Okay.
Going to pay 4 mana. Going to cast War Report. I gain life equal to the number of creatures on the battlefield plus the number of artifacts on the battlefield.
Oof.
So if you'd like to count your creatures and artifacts.
Glad I sacrificed 4 creatures just there. 2.
Plus the number of artifacts.
So, artifact creatures are counted twice then?
Yes.
Yes.
Shit.
2, 3, 4.
Artifact count first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12 for me.
12 for me for artifacts. Creatures. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 total from me between artifacts and creatures.
15 total for me.
15,
34.
19, 12 is
46.
46 and 7 for me. So I
Okay.
gain 53. So I'll be at 95.
And I also gained 53.
I didn't do it on my turn.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
I thought it was just not my
So how
turn.
does this help me?
Doesn't.
It doesn't, but it gains me more life while you still have shit in play.
Okay, hold on.
Oh.
I have a response then. I'm gonna pay 1, and I'm gonna pop my blood.
Gross!
Blood popping daddies over here.
Pop my blood. I'm
That
gonna
was the grossest
discard.
movie I've ever seen.
I'm gonna discard Throes of Chaos. Since it has retrace, I'm gonna draw a card and did not find what I was looking for. So, okay.
Okay. So, now, we go until they hit a land.
Which there are
1,
none.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. You take 51. I put these cards on the bottom of my library in any order.
So now he stacks his deck.
I stack my deck.
Do you have cards in your hand?
I have 2 cards in hand.
And how much mana available?
A lot.
1, 2,
Just 2.
just 2.
That's all I saw.
Right now, yeah.
And 1 is colorless.
Yeah, now is the time to get me.
So, what's the other mana you can produce? Colorless, or does it tap for a color?
Sack for a colorless, tap for a colorless.
Okay, so colorless.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, all I'm going to do is just grab like the next 2 or 3 cards and put them on top, and don't care about the rest.
Starting to wish I had put removal in this deck.
I mean, Goblin Charbelcher felt like pretty good removal from me.
Player removal is the best removal. This is a very interesting deck. I like it a lot.
So I just have to keep myself out of Charbelcher range.
Which right now is 52.
That was the count.
Okay, nobody cut that. Go ahead, Chris.
Alright, untap. Upkeep. Pay 2 for Elephant Grass.
Elephant grass.
I will draw for my turn and draw for rights. Nelson, you will also draw 2.
Yep. Getting anxious.
I mean, yeah.
I'm going to cast a Vampiric Link targeting your Walking Ballista.
Whatever it deals that much damage.
I gain that much life.
Okay. In response, I am going to shoot Nelson's will.
Okay.
And cast trigger. I'll put a creature into play because I have.
7.
It's a gold mirror. It has summoning sickness, so I can't use it for mana yet.
What's that mirror tap for?
Damn, girl, what's that? it's on the payment. There's the butt. There's the butt.
Then I will pay 2 mana to cast Oath of Druids.
Yeah, because right now you are out of Charbelcher range.
I want to be further out.
Not gonna help.
I want to break free.
Nah, it is. I'm sorry.
I don't think I can really do anything. So you're at 27.
30.
I will pass the turn.
Okay.
Alright, untap.
During your upkeep, Nelson, I'm going to Temple Bell. So I draw for your turn, or for my Temple
right.
Bell and your Temple Bell.
So, sorry, I'm trying to figure out, this is at the beginning of my upkeep. Does this have to happen first, or am I drawing from the bell first? Or can I choose?
Doesn't matter. I don't really think.
End of your turn, you Temple Bell.
No,
during
on
his
my
upkeep.
upkeep.
Yeah.
Oh, during your upkeep.
So
yeah.
then
So
I
that
already-
first.
this,
So that
this
triggers-
goes first, right?
That
okay.
well, no, that triggers. He
Okay.
responds to the trigger.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so then I draw
Then
from
you
the
draw.
bell. Okay, so
Then
I'm
you do
rolling 2. So I will get another. So these 3 go over here. That's 6, and I've got 1 summoning sick. Fairy. I will scry 2.
Nelson, you want to do me a solid on your turn?
Cast the scramble first. That I'm wondering if I want to, if I want to put in my hand. Or
Yep.
not.
I guess if you have a play, make the play. Otherwise, I'm going to ask you to swing out at me. No reason. No reason.
I don't want to
Fog.
scramble first.
Get him,
right
Chanel.
now, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to draw 2.
Scrambleverse redistributes permanents. Is that how that one?
Yeah,
Neat.
pick people at random and redistribute the permanents. I will not be doing that.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, assuming Nelson doesn't
Oh,
take me out.
also, if you have fewer creatures than an opponent, you get an Oath of Druid's trigger as well.
He does not.
I have a lot. I have 7, 8, 9,
Oh, okay.
10.
Oh, that's right. That's 6 of
I
those
have
things.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just down to 7, 8. Figured he had more than me.
Okay, so then I am going to. Yeah, okay. I'm going to play an island as my land for the turn. I'm going to tap an island for blue. Then I'm going to play my second land for the turn will be Is It Boilerworks? And I'll bounce the blue that I tap back.
I don't know.
Hand.
Is it?
Ah, there you go.
Then I'm going to tap. I'm going to use the blue, tap a red. I'm going to cast Brazen Dwarf. Whenever I roll 1 or more dice, it deals 1 damage to each opponent.
Hunting Grounds trigger. Marching Duo Drone enters the battlefield.
Love that little guy.
Look at him go. Whenever he attacks, each player creates a treasure token.
Fuck you.
I could be helping all of us.
Right, I feel
Oh,
like...
I forgot to draw for your things. Your Rites of Flourishing and your draw step.
Yep. Alright, I feel like I got to try this now.
No.
Or I can't.
Just give me one more turn. I can't kill both of you in one turn.
Yeah, but he can kill you on his next turn.
Or I can knock Chris down and give you both one more full round.
He's not going to do that.
I'm
That'd be
not going to
foolish.
do that. That'd be foolish.
I'm gonna pay 6.
How many cards are left in my library?
Was 52, I believe.
Yeah.
It was 51. He got me for 50.
Oh, it's 51. Okay.
Oh, yeah. And then I think he surveilled after that.
48, 49, 50 cards right now.
Okay.
Oh, Temple Bell. Yep.
Temple Bell took one out. And then I'm going to be drawing 2, so then it's going to be even less, 48 before.
I'm paying 6, and I'm going to attempt to resolve an overloaded Cyclonic Rift.
That's a good one.
Well, Schnell can't do a ton to respond.
Speaking of trying to do a ton to respond, I'm going to surveil just to remember what's here. Okay. No fucking.
I can't do anything about that.
Okay. So, all
non-land permanents to
Duh.
their controller's hands.
Okay, so that was exiled.
Well, that's lame for me. I guess it wasn't too bad.
It's the only thing I can think of to try to spare us buy us a few more turns.
Yeah, all this. Silly Nelson reset my
Blood
cumulative
token.
upkeep.
And Tocasia.
I don't think I can do anything for 1.
Yeah, it's so much stuff.
Okay, no, I can't. Can't even
It's
send
like
it.
real espionage now.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm gonna move to combat,
What? Now you get combat.
and
Chris is at 95.
Yeah, I know.
I am no longer.
But but
Yeah, he doesn't have to pay to attack me either. Coming in hot!
You come at me, I will find a way to kill you on my next turn. That is a pinky swear promise.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Right now, my plan is to kill Chris on my next turn. I can do it.
You can.
I can.
You can.
I can.
I'd love to. I'm gonna swing at Chris just so. I
oh my god,
I'm gonna swing at Chris for 6.
rent free.
For 6?
I want to see him pull it off.
I want to see him hit.
With what?
The 2/2 Electromancer, a 2/2 Feywild Visitor, and your own commander.
My known commander.
Make sure you mark that as commander
Thine
damage.
own Bilbo. You have that fog in your graveyard, though, don't you? Not that that matters. You're at 95. But I have no damage triggers, if that matters. Nothing's happening here.
Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Something about a map. Everyone's pissed.
Everyone's pissed.
Everyone's pissed.
That'll gain me some. Let's do that. I will pay 4 mana. I will cast a Blunt the Assault. I gain 1 life for each creature on the battlefield, and I prevent all combat damage.
There you go. So 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bitch, you ain't there. That's 107. 107. That's all I got. Go ahead, check it out.
Untap.
Trying really hard to
Keep.
stay out of reach.
Draw.
He's gonna kill Nelson.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna stay true to my word.
No.
So
I want to see him kill Chris this
Ornithopter, Mana Crypt, Chrome Mox. We will exile Awakening Zone, so taps for 3. So I've got 4 and then 3 extra, so I could presumably just play and activate it. So, thank you. Blue and 3, Mirrored and Besieged, choosing Phyrexian.
Oh, god damn it.
Hey, look at that. Doesn't even care about life totals. Memnite will be free. And then, for other mana,
All the cards and mana I gave you guys this game.
we
Unbelievable.
will recast the
And I still only
Charbelcher.
have this for mana. That's how awful this deck ran tonight.
I will go to my end step. Let's see how many you got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Did you choose
8,
Mirrored or did
9,
you choose
10,
Fire
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I chose Phyrexian. You heard me say that.
Did I?
You
Yeah.
laughed at
Oh.
it.
You did laugh at it.
I laughed at Mirrored and Besieged.
You were laughing during it. Okay.
Okay, that's-
I'm gonna draw and I'm gonna pitch Coppermer, putting me at 16. Then, if there are 15 or more artifact cards in your graveyard, target opponent loses the game. Chris loses the game.
Yeah, awesome. I got a response. Draw a card. No, nothing.
Okay.
I lose.
Nelson.
Nelson, this is Bilbo.
So this is my turn, and then
Yep.
I lose Bilbo. So this is it. I gotta get rid of Mirrored and Besieged or lose on your next turn, right?
Either during my main phase or at the end of my turn. Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. Here we go. Oh, and I lose my wedding ring too.
No, you created that token.
Yeah,
That
that's
just literally does
Oh, it
nothing.
does nothing. It's just
You have an
dead.
artifact out
Yeah,
there you
it's
can
an
do
artifact.
something with.
Okay, now I'm back to drawing 1.
Kind of fuck it.
And
Oh, I
Yes,
think
Nelson.
I only drew one on that last turn. Whoops.
all right, I'm gonna pay or play.
Got me. Got me good.
Were you showing this to me?
I was not.
Oh.
What was it?
What is it?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to look at it, you can.
I looked at it and then I was confused, which is why I was asking why you were showing it to me.
That's what I drew in an attempt to stave off death.
What you got, son? I'm feeling real cocky because I got 2 win cons out there. All he has to do is get rid of both of them like he did that one turn. Flashback Cyclonic Rift Overload. Don't do that. Twould be rude.
You could just do it again next turn.
I'm gonna pay 2 and attempt to Chaos Warp your Char Vulture.
Wait, this is gone.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh
shit! My puzzle ward triggered and I forgot to. That's right, I missed it.
Fair enough. In response, I'm going to. If it's not your turn, you may exile a green card from your hand. I'm going to exile Elvish Mystic to Force of Vigor, your Signet, and your puzzle weird.
All right.
But yes, Chaos Warp will resolve on my Goblin Charbelcher. Get shuffled in.
Yep.
I have another spell in here for 3 mana that lets me stack my entire deck as well.
Seems good.
Okay. Nelson, cut me. Do we get a permanent? Mirror Retriever.
Alright, so that's gonna cost me 3.
He
You're
Chaos
gonna cost
Warped
me 4.
my Charbelcher.
So I'm gonna
start.
pay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay 4.
Get some?
I'm gonna retrace
Mirror
Throws
Retriever.
of Chaos. So I'm gonna pay 4, and I'm going to discard Myriad Landscape. So then I will cascade, looking for something
2 or less?
that costs 3 or 3.
3 or less? Oh, it's a Jesus Christ. Soul Ring.
Hey, you have mana.
Oh, that
I did Force of Vigor 2 of
fucking
his
stupidly hurt.
things in response to him.
Then I really just have nothing left to do. So I guess we'll just pay 3. We're gonna cast Planar Chaos. Beginning my upkeep, flip a coin. If I lose the flip, I sacrifice Planar Chaos. Whenever a player casts a spell, that player flips a coin. If he or she loses the flip, counter that spell. But you're gonna kill me.
Yeah,
If you're,
I'm just
you can,
gonna-
and you don't have to cast a spell, so it doesn't matter.
Discard slightly down to hand size. I forgot I don't have that up anymore.
Cool.
Okay.
So I guess I'll move to combat and swing at you with 6/1/1 flying fairy dragons.
I
You hit it for
will.
7. That other fair.
Oh yeah, this one doesn't have summoning sickness.
I'll block that one and take
Oh.
6.
Hey, so we got one more damage in.
Down to 21.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Untap. During my upkeep, evens deals me damage. Evens deals me damage. Down to 18. Draw 1.
Got him on the ropes.
Skip my everything. Go to end step.
Yep, I lose.
Draw. Discard. Bow. So Tocasia. This deck name is no lands, no, comma, problem, exclamation point, Lionel Hutz style. I wanted to build this deck for a while, focused specifically on Goblin Charbelcher. I had no idea what commander I wanted when I started wanting Charbelcher in a carnal sense, I suppose. But I knew I wanted to build a deck with no face lands, so that Charbelcher would just go through my entire deck and deal that much damage. I didn't even look that closely when I started putting this together that Charbelcher is reusable, and that after it resolves, I put my deck in any order that I want. Because of that, I ended up including a Morning Tide card for 3 mana that you clash with an opponent, and you look at the top card, you look at all the cards in your library until you hit a land, and then you put whatever's left on the bottom in any order, and then you clash with your opponent so you get that card back. So for 3 mana, I can stack my deck at sorcery speed and get the card back to be able to do it every single turn if need be. So Tocasia allowing me to just take advantage of weird stuff like that by surveilling and filling my graveyard and doing other things to work towards my other main win con, Mirror to Besiege, picking Phyrexia. I also have Throne of the God Pharaoh, the 2 cost artifact that everyone takes damage equal to the tapped creatures you have, because I have so many mana dorks that if I'm surveilling or if I'm trying to just play out my hand by tapping stuff for mana, I'm dealing damage that way. So this is an odd deck for me in that I built at least 3 win conditions into the game. And again, for running no lands, this is one of my higher end value decks just because the artifact pile that I needed for Tocasia to just completely sift through and dump into my graveyard. It's several $100s of just stupid mana rocks. So not a great budget deck, which I usually try to steer towards, but for having a stupid theme of no lands and being able to pull it off, yeah, Nelson didn't have as much interaction in blue-red that he probably should have due to his land issues, and Tiege's vehicle deck was getting very, very scary. He probably wasn't the biggest threat to take him out, but honestly, I was just going to go around the board regardless of who sat where. And having Mirrored and Besiege on deck after I stacked with Goblin Charbelcher, my plan before Cyclonic Rift was overloaded was just to take Tiege out and then on the next turn Mirrored and Besiege Chris and hit Nelson. So it took an extra round to rebuild off of that, but yeah, I lucked out in my opponent's lack of interaction effects for my specific shenanigans, but I'm very excited to see if Tiege will run the Chris Tribute deck again. Chris's Bilbo deck, it was building to something. I want to see what happens when Bilbo celebrates his birthday. So I'm very, very curious about that. And then if Nelson has, I don't know, 2 or 3 more basics, then maybe he takes us home next time. But that was it for me.
Renari Folk Hero was an idea that I took from Chris. With his permission, by the way, with his permission. He mentioned it one day, and I was immediately annoyed at myself that I hadn't thought of it, because I looked through all the Baldur's Gate commanders and looked for new legendary dragons like I do, and they had a bunch of uncommon ones, and Renari was one of them, so I was aware that it existed, but I just never put together the Artificer type with it. I just focused on the dragon, especially since Renari's ability is to let me cast dragon spells as though they had flash. And I didn't just want to build another dragon tribal deck, so I just kind of dismissed it. But Chris is like, I want to build Renari Folk Hero with an Artificer tribal deck, and I thought, oh, that is an amazing idea. So when I first sat down to think about this deck, I was thinking I want to build an artifact deck. I don't really have a dedicated artifact deck with all your classic artifact strategies in it. So that's what I initially planned to do. But once I got my core set of Artificers out to make it the Artificer tribal deck, I had no idea what to do after that. And I just sat on this deck for a long time. And finally, Chris and I spoke about it again, about how I really wanted to build it, but I didn't know what to do. He mentioned if he were going to build it, he would have gone vehicles with it. And my first thought was, that's an idea. It's not an idea that I would run, but it's definitely an idea. And then
Stupid idea.
Not a stupid idea, just not a Tiege idea. Because I do kind of have a habit of building decks as competitive as possible within the constraints of dragon commanders. So initially the restriction was Artificer Tribal. I have like 20 or 25 Artificers in the deck. I didn't look up the exact number. Every creature in the deck is an Artificer, and I wanted to use that as the core to the artifact strategy, but I couldn't come up with an artifact strategy with it. Finally, I started looking at vehicles, and there's a lot of cool vehicles out there. And finally, I decided, everyone was talking about these tribute decks to our best friends, and I thought, you know what? Chris is going to get a kick out of this if I just build the exact deck that he wanted to build. So I did. And it didn't take me long to build this deck once I decided to go the vehicle route. And I'm really glad I did. The deck is not what I would call a strong deck, but boy, howdy is it synergistic, as we kind of saw in this game. And it was a blast to play. I'm real glad that I did this, that I pulled the trigger on the artifacts, or on the vehicles. Not my normal play style, but what have you. So all credit to this deck goes to Chris. He is the brainchild of this deck. The list is mine own, but if it weren't for Chris, I wouldn't have come up with that on my own. So thank you so much, Chris. The MVP of my game tonight was Prodigy's Prototype. Whenever one or more vehicles I control attack, create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token that can crew vehicles as though its power were 3, essentially. 2 greater, but I'm not putting counters or anything on my pilots. I was just swinging in at Chris, but I thought he was going to block with his spirits. I don't know what he was planning to do with those spirits, but he did not want to give them up. But the idea was, I just want to get pilots out there, not make enemies, and Chris is just taking damage. And I built up a huge board of artificers. I was drawing cards, some scary vehicles. So I understand why I started looking scary there at the end before I got taken out. But there are no combos in the deck that I'm aware of. I didn't necessarily think that I was the threat, but I totally get it. This deck for me was a blast to play. I am going to bring it back relatively soon because it lost. And I just want to I want to play it again. I had so much fun building this deck and playing it. Schnell, once again, just doing Schnell shit and having it work. It was so fun watching him. As soon as, right at the top of the game, when he was talking about, there's no lands in the deck, but I knew exactly what he was going to do. I knew exactly what he was going to do. And he tried to play it off. I don't know if Chris had the same idea I did. He's nodding at me that he did. But I was like, this is definitely a Goblin Charbelcher deck. And sure enough, it was. And that's what took us all out in the end. But once again, I love watching Schnell play decks that he builds. They're always so much fun. Bilbo, we have 2 Bilbo decks in the group, and one of them hasn't won yet, so one of my friends needs to win a game with Bilbo. And Chaos, I was a little nervous about Nelson's Chaos deck because I knew he was playing it going into the game, and I couldn't quite remember, is this one of those Chaos decks where what he's doing is random, or is he going to fuck up all of the board states and everything we are going to do is random? And I almost decided to play a different deck than this one, but I'm real glad that I played this one. So this was a blast of a game of Magic. I was real happy with this turnout. My deck did what it was going to do. You saw what it was going to do. Play Artificers, play Vehicles, find openings, get in there. A lot of hidden gems in the deck that we haven't seen, but you got the gist of it. You saw what it was going for. I cannot wait to run this deck again. Once again, thank you, Chris. It is so much fun.
This was my first crack at a group hug deck, and it did some of the stuff that I wanted to see it do in terms of group hug. The Wedding Ring generated a ton of value. The early Rites of Flourishing drew people a lot of cards, helped most people with their land drops. Nelson couldn't draw a land to save his ass tonight. But I'm happy with how this deck functioned. I had no problems casting spells. I gained the life when I needed to. I saw plenty of cards. The only mistake I made in this deck construction was I was focused too much on combat. And when I ran into Schnell's deck tonight, which didn't operate on that same axis, I ran into problems. That's something that I'll probably have to look at if I tweak this deck. And I do think I want to tweak it. There are some shenanigans to be had if I do hit that 111 life threshold with Bilbo. And I think everybody's going to be kind of excited to see it. That's why I haven't put a deck list out there yet. But yes, overall, happy with the deck, happy with the game. Didn't plan for, every eventuality, and this is what happens when you do. You lose at 107 life. Sometimes it just happens.
So tonight we saw what happens when you don't find you find a third of your mana base through half of your deck. I really thought once the Rites of Flourishing came out, I was going to be okay. In my opening hand, I had 2 lands, an Arcane Signet, and a Thought Vessel, so I thought, okay, I've got access to 4 mana in my opening hand. I might get it out of the gates a little bit slowly, but this is decent enough to keep, because everything else that I had in my hand at the time was 4 CMC or less. I believe I had the puzzle board in my opening hand. And, it just didn't work out. I counted after the fact, and there are 36 lands in that deck, plus I think 4 or 5 mana rocks. So So I feel like there's plenty of mana sources. There's things like the Goblin Electromancer, which is going to make, my instants and sorceries cheaper. There's a lot of instants and sorceries, but also some high CMC enchantments in that deck. Sometimes you just don't get the mana you need, and it's really hard to do anything. And it feels even worse when there's a Rites of Flourishing and you're drawing 2 cards and you're able to play 2 lands and you still have like 6 mana on board by the time everybody else has 20. So it was just one of those nights. I still like the deck. I'm still going to play it. I'm not going to touch it. I think the mana count, the mana base is where it needs to be. I think 36 is good for that deck with the amount of mana rocks and the relatively low CMC of things that aren't like the big crazy enchantments or big dumb creatures like that elemental that lets me roll dice. So it is what it is. I've played the deck enough before to know that it can be a ton of fun and really interactive and impactful in games. Schnell did what he had to do with the Pact of Negation when, the whole point is if he had to target himself with his own Charbelcher, he would have taken himself out, leaving the rest of us to not have to, face the wrath of that thing. So he did what he had to do. My only out at that point would have been if I had a Force of Will in my hand, because there's one in the deck, but I did not, and I didn't see that throughout the game. I thought maybe I could reset a little bit long enough after I played the Overloaded Cyclonic Rift. That was my only out, my only way to try to get back into the game. But Schnell, with all the low CMC artifacts and the free mana he was able to generate, it just was too much, because he still had the Charbelcher. I was able to Chaos Warp it, but I didn't have an answer for the Mirrodin Besieged. So I knew I had, a turn if I was lucky. So that's kind of how that played out. I would like to see more of Tej's deck to see what it was trying to do. The Bilbo decks have been a lot of fun. It was a really good game. It just would have been even more fun, I think, had I been able to be more of a factor. When you sit there at 40 life for the whole game because everybody just feels bad for you, those aren't always the best. But I mean, that's what happens, right? Every game of Magic is unique. There's 100 cards in your deck, and you're never going to see them, in the same row every game. So it's all right. We take our lumps. We come back for the next one. And speaking of which, we hope you'll come back for the next one. Please like and subscribe to this channel for more Homebrew Magic VDH content. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.